Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for my client Ted's vlog. And so with Ted, because he is a serious fighter, he does BJJ primarily and then some boxing, lifelong athlete, we do a 5-day split. You guys are going to see though what we're doing here. It's very much powerlifting, but there's some sport specificity. And the thing that people need to realize with a lot of these fighters, we really just train in a lot of ways similar to powerlifters. They did that West Side, and they created really good MMA fighters and other people doing that. So if you look at his 5-day split, you'll notice we get towards the end of the week, there's going to be some dynamic stuff on the final day. Keep in mind he does plenty of conditioning, plenty of rolling, plenty of practice. So what we're trying to do here is build muscle. He wants to get bigger, get stronger, and we're trying to just increase overall power. So if you notice on day one, we do some heavy benching. We should do a top set, then a little bit of sometimes some back off work. For a lot of my guys, in his case, I have him still doing kind of sets across. So again here though, he did reach failure on the floor press, and it's because I have him trying to go to 0 reps in reserve, and he's like on that last set sometimes, I end up hitting failure. So here's the beauty of a floor press. See how easy it is to bail on one. So people are like, oh, is it safe? Yeah, you can just literally slide out from under the bar when you have the big plates on. All right, afterwards we do incline benching. He's got a good close grip incline going on here. This weight's getting too light. He did 12 reps on his first set. So I'm like, yeah, we got to increase weight. I don't want you going above 10. And I'll be increasing that more as we go. And then of course we do some tricep work and stuff on that day also. Now, context, keep in mind with a lot of this, we don't have room for every single lift that he does in the vlog. So, I'm using approximately maybe a third or less of the footage that he has. So then his posterior chain day, we do 1 top set of deadlifts. He just pulled 415 here for 6, right? Our goal is to very quickly get to 500. We're closing in on that real fast at this point. 415 for 6, we're knocking on the door of a 500 already, right? And he's around 100, I believe he's 179 pounds right now. We're going to slowly bulk him up into the 180s. We're going to do it real slow. He's pretty lean. He has abs. So obviously recomping is not going to be so effective here at this point anymore once you're lean enough to have abs. He's a lean guy. So we're just going to lean, slow bulk up, and he'll probably keep his abs the whole time, right? He'll stay pretty lean. So after that, of course, we do good mornings. We do glute ham raises, reverse hyperextensions, all that stuff. Again, it looks very, very West Side-ish with a lot of it's very traditional powerlifting stuff, but that's what we need. We need strength, we need power, and this stuff all carries over. Now, I'll probably have him start doing some fat bar work and stuff eventually if we need it, but we don't necessarily need it. I have him do a lot of pulling. We do all these chins, rows, other stuff coming up. He does plenty of grappling. Eventually we'll probably work in some fat bar work, again, for grappling purposes. His strength is going up very quickly on the good mornings. He wasn't used to this exercise, so here we did 175 for sets of 10. I'm taking it up to 185 this next week. Then of course we have glute ham raises and then reverse hyperextension. So you guys have seen me do literally the same sort of setup myself when I want my volumes high enough to get away with it, right? We'll do a deadlift variation, good morning, glute ham raise, reverse hyper. Pretty much about as good as it gets for posterior chain training, assuming you have all the equipment and everything you need to do all of it. I don't think you can ever go wrong, as long as your recovery and everything is on point for it. So, of course, here we have the reverse hyperextensions. So again, we do these obviously for really, really high reps. So again, if you notice here, we have a variety of rep ranges for stuff. We do a lot of heavy stuff in the, I don't really have him go under about 5 on anything, but we do a lot of stuff there in about that 5 to 8 for his bigger exercises. And then we do start doing some stuff to where we hit really, really high reps. And then of course we have dynamic stuff coming up on some of the other days as well. So we're incorporating more and more of that as we go, okay? And then here he's doing after that, doing some hyperextensions, like using a cable, some weighted ones. So again, stuff that we want to do here, stuff that we want to get done. So again, making sure that posterior chain is developed, okay? making sure it's all developed, because this is what we have to have. This is what we need to bring up his weak link. So for him, I just want to keep building those hamstrings, keep building those hamstrings, keep building that lower back, because that is going to be effective for what we do. And eventually I'll start having him mess with some of the safety bar good mornings. Once we have a good base on that, that stuff will do for sport specificity. So right now I just need to keep getting him stronger and faster. We'll deal with certain specificity like that later. I like, for grapplers, I do like the safety squat bar for good morning sometimes, because again, the neck, the upper, in case they do have someone who's pulling on their neck or whatever, very, very effective. Okay, then of course we do weighted chins. He does on his pull day. So then we have like this back end bicep day after that posterior chain day, right? So we come in, we do weighted chins. Then of course he does barbell rows. So yes, his volumes are high, guys. He's on a 5-day split here. Volumes are high. All right, we do barbell rows, then we do seal rows. Then of course he does curls and other stuff on this day as well, but I'm not worried about his footage for that. We do a little bit of isolation, here and there, but for the most part, we live on big compounds because he doesn't care so much about physique. Like, he has no physique aspirations, he has no physique goals, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter. He has a good physique anyways. Lifelong athlete, he's a fighter. We just do a wide variety of big movements, big weights, and a lot of explosive stuff, and that's really all that we need for him. But the volumes are overall high enough though that we get bigger, right? Because we do 3 different types of chest presses, varying from about 5 up to about 12 reps. Same thing, all this back work, it accumulates. All right, shoulder day for him, we do a strict press, and again, we're ramping this up, pretty much just progressing at a nice steady rate on it right now. Again, his programming was very different before than what I'm having him do. So he's kind of like noticing, he's like, wow, okay, I'm getting stronger on way less frequency. So he was coming in and doing some of the big movements 3 days a week. I'm like, no, we don't need all that. We need to recover. Let's focus on one day for all these different patterns, right? And he's getting stronger. We're focusing on them very hard though, and then working similar accessory movements for them. So that's why all these lifts are going up, right? We're doing specific assistance work for those big movements while just pushing those lifts hard once a week. All right, so also on shoulder day this week, snatch, grip, high pulls. Okay, wanting to get some explosive training. He didn't have any experience with these. Said fortunately there were some weightlifters at his gym he got a couple pointers from when I prescribed them. So that's what we did on the shoulder day, a little other shoulder work. But that's mostly what we did on the shoulder day with some abs. All right, leg day, we have a wider variety. This he goes hard, then he'll get a day off from here. We do back squats. I'm ramping these pretty hard. He ended up only getting 4 reps on his final set, so we did like 6, 5, 4. So I'm going to start tapering a little bit his sets here for the next week so that I can keep increasing that first set. I'm going to do a little bit of dropping because I don't want him dropping down to 4. I want him, at least 5 if I can get away with it. So I'm going to bring up that top set, and then I'll let him take like 20 pounds off for the final 2 so that we can keep improving it. But he got 6 reps there. Same thing, we want that squat. We're trying to get him to that 4-plate squat. All right, afterwards, box squats. Running these quite a bit lighter. These are only with 255, so he asked it. I'm like, we want it powerful, we want explosive. Come to a stop on the box, drive. And notice he's very, very deep on the box. Okay, explosive, powerful box squats. Again, speed, strength, rate of force production. He is a combat athlete. We need power, right? We need power output. So then, of course, we do belt squats so that we continue to hypertrophy the quads and the glutes and adductors in a manner that's conducive to bringing up that squat. And we're doing those box squats. Notice all this stuff's a wide stance. As a fighter, this is where I want him. I want him doing stuff with a fairly wide stance. This is going to give the best carryover. Because of the positions he gets put in, grappling and stuff, being able to be at those wide stances can give him a real advantage. So we want to be strong at those. And then, so afterwards, we finished up with some box jumps. So he's doing right now 8x3. I had him on a 20-inch, but he asked, it was getting easy, can you go up higher? I'm like, you can go up to 30 if you can get up there without hitting it. And I told him, stick with the foam one so that we don't get hurt hitting them. I hate it when I see guys doing like 30-inch box jumps on steel boxes. It's like, man, do the foam ones, guys. I have foam ones for a reason. All right, and there we go, finishing up with some box work for more explosiveness. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.